Now that I have told you the structure or the pattern, how the research paper is written, now let me tell you quickly what are the tips that are required when you write a research article. So the very first tip one is that whenever you are beginning to write a research article, since this is your first time, so you need to check some of your research papers from your background itself, which have some kind of similar studies published already in the scientific community. What you need to check is that first you need to go through and analyze how they have written the paper. Now you need to difference out one thing, that the way we speak, the normal English that we speak, and while writing in scientific language is totally different. You cannot write a normal typical English form in a kind of scientific language. Your scientific paper should be having scientific words so that it could relate your datas with your paper, as your content of the paper as well. Now what I am trying to tell you, I can show you in a form of an example. Here is an example. Here is the sentence that reads out of all three PPARs, the one which has gained most attention in compliance with cancer progression is PPR gamma. So, first of all, let me tell you that PPAR is the acronym used for peroxisome proliferated activated receptor, and it has hugely great significance in cancer therapeutics. So here the sentence says that PPR is having three isoforms, that is alpha, beta, and gamma, and the most studied isoform is PPAR gamma. So let me tell you what is wrong over here. So the phrase out of all the three PPARs is wrong. Instead of that, we can write it as among the three PPAR, because you are denoting that there are three isoforms, so you have to choose any one of them, which is the most studied here. And the next is the one which has gained most attention and in compliance with cancer progression is PPR gamma. So simply this is giving something wrong indication that the paraphrasing is wrong. So here instead of that, we can write it as among the three PPRs, PPR gamma has gained greater attention in cancer therapy. Step which is important to be followed while writing the research paper is that two long phrases. So while you write your research paper, make sure that you do not use very long phrases, because because it leads to very complex meaning of that sentence. I have seen people, they use around 4 to 5 liner of phrases which has very complex meaning, and I could not understand what they are trying to say. So it makes the readers very difficult to understand what the authors are trying to explain. So likewise, you need to make your sentences very short. It should not contain any continuous large sentences. It is having only commas. No, you need to break your sentences in so that it does not go around 4 to 5 liners. So that is one major thing that I have observed, that is not acceptable by any kind of scientific journal. So especially when you are going for higher impact factor journal, that is very much seen. And your phrases should be simple but yet sophisticated. Likewise, you have to write it. So this I can explain you with the help of an example. So here you can see this particular sentence. It is a complete one sentence. As you can see, there is the full stop over here, and in between you cannot see any kind of full stop. So it is such a long sentence separated with so many commas, and this sentence is completely looking very complex. It is giving no meaning, and it is very confusing. It is very difficult to understand. If you read out if I read out in general, in particular, it has been demonstrated that PPR gamma, the most expressed subtype in adipose tissues with two isoforms distributed in different tissues, has the ability to inhibit cell proliferation, induce cell cycle termination and apoptosis of various cancer cells, promote intercellular adhesion, and impair the inflammatory state of tumor microenvironment on both transcriptional and protein level. If you see, I think you might be able to not get this entire sentence, what is it is trying to tell. Now if you look at this green side of it, so this can be written, this can be separated in simpler version, saying that PPR gamma is the most expressed subtype in adipose tissue with two isoforms distributed in different tissues. This receptor has the ability to inhibit cell proliferation, induce cell cycle termination, and apoptosis of various cancer cells. In addition, PPR gamma promotes intercellular adhesion and impair the inflammatory state of the tumor microenvironment on both a transcriptional and protein level. So this is much simpler than this one. So likewise, this entire sentence is very much complex, and you cannot write a sentence in with a very lengthy phrase. So the best way to write this sentence would be this one. Next tip is for the figure. Your figure should be well drawn and it should be having a good resolution. The figure should be with minimum 300 dpi. For those who don't know what is dpi, so dpi is dots per inch. It is a measurement of image density. Most of the scientific journals, they do not accept figures which is below 300 dpi, so you need to make sure that your figures are not blurry, should be having a greater resolution on and not higher, but at least you should maintain 300 dpi resolution. So there is no harm in making colorful images. So nowadays journals do accept colorful images. They do not charge anything, so better make your figures more attractive rather than making it black and white. So even if you are placing a data in a graph, you can just put statistic values in colorful mode. So thirdly, you can make the figures in PowerPoint presentation, Adobe Photoshop, or in some online graphic design applications such as Canva or BioRender. Your figures should be present in colorful. If you want, you can go for black and white as well. So it should be having at least your figures should be in TIFF format or in JPEG format. Please go through the journal needs in whichever journal you are willing to put your research article. Just see the journal's requirements for figures, for references. What journal to journal, everything varies. So next is the table. Incorporating your data in a form of a table is a good way of representation. If there are data which you cannot put in a graph or figure, you can rather put in a table and represent it. Also, the tables give proper data values which is necessary for the paper, and it highlights the major findings of your research article. So table it gives you a right form of representing. My last and very important tip would be write first and edit later. Yes, you heard that right. You need to make your first draft ready for the research paper which you are planning to write. Whenever you write your first draft, then only you will be able to identify what kind of mistake you are doing and how to edit all those. So in this, when you start writing your paper, as I have told you the structure and the pattern, how to write it, what are the topics being covered while writing the research paper. But when it comes to initiate the writing, you do not begin with abstract. Yes, you do not begin with abstract, you always begin with results. Whenever you write your research paper, results are the most important part of your research paper. You first begin writing with results. Whenever you write your results, simultaneously you will be writing what kind of experiments you were doing relating to the result part. So simultaneously your materials, methods and result section will be covered. So these two topics are the most important topic, and while discussing your results, you need to put that discussion in your discussion part. So what kind of results you have got, whether it's positive or negative, all kind of research, all kind of findings you need to discuss in your discussion part by relating to various other literature studies, various other research studies which are already in your current field. So in this part, the materials, method, results and discussion parts, the three important topics are covered in your writing part. So whenever you begin, you do not begin with the abstract, you begin with your results part. So these three topics are very important, and these three are very time consuming. So it is very much important first you cover all this, because while drafting your results, then you realize what experiment will be coming first, second, third. Likewise, you need to put it in a story. Now when you understand the story, how you are going to draft it, then it becomes easier to make your introduction part. Yes, after your discussion, you come to your introduction part, you just listed down what all things you need to introduce, as you have mentioned in the results. Little by little you have to cover it in a like 2-pager introduction, and after your introduction is ready, then you come to your conclusion part. Conclusion part majorly impacts the future prospects or the limitations of your study, any kind of undergoing researches which are already there in continuation with your research paper. All those things are already present, are highlighted in that research, in that conclusion part. So lastly, you need to write it down your abstract. As I have told you, abstract is the trailer of the research paper. It is the trailer, means it is the trailer of the movie. That means in a trailer of a movie there are so many clippings, then they make the short story. Likewise, you need to make your abstract as well. You need to first write 2 to 3 lines of your introduction, then comes your materials method, then comes your results, conclusion, and then future prospect. Then it comes with your proper 200 to 250 words. That's it. So likewise, you need to highlight your abstract at the end of this research paper. Writing, when you are writing, the pattern goes little bit reverse. So but when you are putting it in a research paper section, so your abstract comes first rather than writing it last. So it is like this. And it is the best way of writing. With my experience, I am telling you that abstract is always written at the last, because if you write it in the beginning, it's of no meaning, because you need to write all the results, you need to write all major results and the findings, so it is majorly written at the last. I hope from this video I have made many things clear, from writing to giving you the tips for writing, and also I have told you the pattern or the structure which is already followed. This video I have not made only for them who are writing their first article. I have made for all those who are into their PhD, and for like it's been 3 to 4 years, but for them also who are struggling and facing issues while writing it. So this video is generally for everyone, so that it could impact you, it could lead to some kind of help while you write it. So let me know in my comment section if you have any kind of doubts or any kind of queries. So thank you.